Hibernate query language HQL. Hibernate query language is an object-oriented query language similar to SQL, but instead of operating on tables and columns, HQL works with persistent object and their properties. HQL queries are translated by Hibernate into conventional SQL queries, which in terms of perform actions on database. Although you can use SQL statements directly with Hibernate using native SQL, but I would recommend to use HQL whenever possible to avoid database portability hassles and to take advantage of Hibernate SQL generation and catching strategies. So basically everybody will think like that. Whenever we are going to use anything, we'll think about the performance. What is exactly between HQL and SQL, and which is the fastest one? So we have seen HQL will perform queries based on the persistent objects which are connecting to the databases. SQL is pure, we are directly querying on tables whatever it is available in database. So basically, obviously, by naming itself SQL directly connecting, and HQL need to convert to SQL and then need to perform the actions. So performance based SQL will not take much time, but HQL will take more time. But advantages and all in terms of catching mechanism, in terms of maintaining relationships, and in terms of, for example, even if I don't have any knowledge on SQL statements also, HQL I can easily perform the actions using save method, delete method which are available. It's basically working on objects. And moreover, best example, best advantage for HQL is dialect. Already we have seen one class for that. Dialect is basically like what dialect is like a broker. Whatever queries we are returning in HQL, it will try to convert to based on our database. For example, today I have used Oracle, tomorrow I have used MySQL. If I go to the HQL, dialect will take care of that. Just I need to change only dialect name for that application. But if I go to SQL, whatever I have written, SQL queries will be changed to as per the database version or database type. So this is the best example for HQL. So we'll see how many ways we have queries in Hibernate. And we know, before going to start, I want to give you a basic idea. We know Hibernate nothing but will have a HBM file and Pojo file, each and every table associated in database. So basically Pojo will have only property names, whatever columns are available in Hibernate mapping file. So Hibernate mapping file, this is the property which is available in Pojo, and this is the column where we have in table. So that columns will be property of the Pojo, and column of table will be associated in HBM file. That association will be there in HBM file. So we'll see what is exactly we have queries, how to execute, how many ways we have. So querying in Hibernate. Okay, first one is session.create query using here this create query, what it is doing, right? It is similar to SQL, but instead of specifying the actual table name, we'll specify the Pojo name. So using session.create query will be HQL will specify what is the query are we going to use, and we have many methods to get the unique results, and how many like objects are available for that, like that. And the second one is filtering collection. For example, I created one filter where already I have a collections where I got it from database. For example, I will tell you exactly. So usually you will think like that, what is the use of create filter function? Why I can't use where condition in SQL directly, SQL or HQL directly? But this is the advantage where we'll have a, for example, I got all the childs which are in available, and in that I have a two filter. For me required two filters where we have a name equal to starting with S and other one is starting with A. Both are required. So instead of passing where condition for one SQL and again executing with where condition with again a name like different. So in that case, instead of that, I will get all the childs which are starting with S and which are starting with A, and based on that list I will apply filter on that and I will get both the list from that collection. That is the advantage for filtering collection. And other one is creating criteria. Create a new criteria instance for the given entity class or superclass of an entity class. So before going to this one, right, it is not directly we are writing HQL queries. It's we are applying the queries or restrictions on objects. So we first to apply these restrictions we have to create the criteria for object, I mean Pojo or object, and on top of that we have to apply the restrictions like how we have a where condition for this like this, and we have to get the list. So obviously we'll think what is exactly use of criteria. I can go directly session dot create query, we'll think, right? So what is exactly criteria will be whatever are not possible in our create query will be used by the create criteria. And the criteria we have a many things where we have some possibilities in SQL that will be resolved by the criteria. And moreover, I want to give very best example. Actually today I want to get parent child objects, and one scenario I am getting parent child object. So whenever we take a select star from parent means if I have a lazy equal to false, obviously I will get child object also if I use create criteria. But even that condition also will be overridden by the criteria if we can apply lazy initialization for this. And for example, if we want to get only parent object, I will get it applying that condition. So whatever is available in HPM also will be overridden by the criteria, and most of the times criteria will be used for the search queries that will give more effective results, nothing but in terms of pagination or in terms of restrictions, in terms of applying more conditions using case, when whatever we have in SQL. So that will be everything will be available in criteria. Other one is queries in native SQL. So creating a new instance of SQL query for the given SQL query string. So this is also one more way of doing it, but this one, right, it will not display the SQL details in the backend side. And this is also one more. This will be used very rarely because already we have a criteria and a session. That's why we will not use mostly this one, because it will not display backend side SQL queries. Whatever converting HQL to SQL, that will not be displayed. Generally, how queries will be displayed at console, if we give show SQL true, so will not use a native SQL. And other one is modifying persistent object. So it's something like how we have a save delete methods in our Java object, like that we can perform the operations on object directly with whatever details are available in object. So we can do update, save, load, delete. Like this we have direct operations. For example, if we don't have any wave conditions or something like that, we can directly have a object, we can perform simple operations. And after calling commit, then only the data will be updated in databases, so that will be taken care. I hope you understand. Thank you.